Too much sugar can be bad for your health, but too much sugarcane? Well, just the opposite, at least for the planet. A handful of companies are making eco-friendly products made out of natural sugarcane fiber. Taiwanese startup Jutian Cleantech started developing drinking straws made from sugarcane back in 2017 to help fight ocean pollution. Tens of millions of plastic straws are used every day in the United States, handed out with virtually every iced coffee, smoothie, and boba tea. The slivers of non-biodegradable plastic are clogging up oceans and landfills and contributing to the world's plastic pollution problem, thanks to their short lifespan and long decomposition process. But biodegradable straws made from sugarcane only take about half a year to decompose, as long as there's enough moisture and oxygen in the air. And if these plant-based straws wind up in the ocean, well, the material simply begins to break down.
我们最近几年看到很多塑胶制品，然后流到海洋里面，造成很多塑胶海洋垃圾的污染，那也造成很多生物的危害，比如说海龟，一些吸管造成插到海龟的鼻子里面，造成海龟的危害。那我们想说，用天然的材料来做相对环保的产品，我们充分的使用地球上的资源，所以我们的材料是来自于农业的副资材。那我们把这些副资材再来当成材料，做成一些可以自然分解的产品。
Jutian Cleantech uses the waste left over from sugarcane production.
我们是使用制造方糖或制造甘蔗果汁剩下来的甘蔗渣，我们利用这些甘蔗渣来制造可以自然分解的材料跟自然分解的吸管。我们充分的使用这一些农业废弃物，不用浪费新的资源。
The fiber is ground into a pulp and dried in the sun. Next, it's chopped, shredded, and pulverized into a fine powder. The waste is combined with another important ingredient, polylactic acid. It's a bioplastic derived from plant starch, and it's used as a binder in the production process. And unlike some other paper straws, Jutian Cleantech says theirs don't get soggy and fall apart in your mouth. The market for alternative straws made out of everything from hay to glass to stainless steel is growing. Chains like McDonald's and Starbucks are scrambling to find sustainable replacements as more cities and countries announce plans to ban single-use plastic straws altogether. In 2018, the global paper and plastic straws market was valued at almost $5 million. Jutian Cleantech says it sold more than 50 million straws last year and expects to sell more than 100 million by the end of this year. The company is also expanding its green product line to include bowls, plates, and utensils, all made out of biodegradable materials such as bamboo and coffee grounds. They're even working with a French winery to find ways to repurpose grape waste and wheat chaff.
我们会把我们的技术与产品分享到全世界，让全世界的农业废弃物可以获得有效的使用，做成这种一次性的产品来减少一次性塑胶垃圾的污染。
For now, the company is shipping its straws to Australia, Malaysia, and Korea, in addition to Taiwan, and is selling them online on sites like Amazon.
Alternative straws are a growing trend, but will banning the plastic ones actually be enough? Science reporter Hillary Burrick breaks down why this is only the first step.
The reason that plastic straws are being banned is because they're fairly small compared to other plastics. It's a simple first step towards reducing plastic use in general. In the US, we've seen coastal cities like Seattle, San Francisco stepping up and either banning straws or planning to ban them in the future. And then really big companies like Starbucks are starting to either phase them out or go to alternatives like the lid with no straw. And McDonald's in the UK is also playing with some new straw alternatives. A lot of business giants are just saying, we don't need straws. Most people don't need straws, so why not get rid of them? I think the reason why we're seeing so much effort with plastic straws and not with other plastics is really just the marketing campaign of it, right? You see a photo of a sea turtle with a straw in its nose, and that seems scary and bad. But actually, it's all kinds of plastic that's littering the ocean. The reason that plastic consumption is becoming an issue is because we've been using plastics in their modern form for about 100 years now, and plastic doesn't break down the way that other recyclables break down. An aluminum can turn into another aluminum can. A plastic bottle cannot turn into another plastic bottle because there's all different types of plastic. They all break down in different ways. Most of them are made from polymers and oils, but they're all a little bit different and they're designed to last a long time. Whether or not banning plastic straws makes a difference is a good question, and it comes down to what you're gonna do instead. If you're banning plastic straws but you're still using tons of plastic, then it's probably not gonna do much. If you're not using plastic bags but you're using lots of plastic containers, then it doesn't really matter. So there's something in human psychology called a single action bias that researchers do worry about sometimes with things like plastic straws, where you do one good thing, you go recycle or you go without a plastic straw, and then you've absolved yourself of any responsibility. So the question is, what is the ban really doing, and what kinds of behavior is it really changing? Not everyone is happy about plastic straw bans. Some people really need plastic straws if they're in the hospital and they're incapacitated, and they're really worried that if plastic straw bans become widespread, they're not going to have access to straws that they need to drink. So plastic straws aren't the culprit here. They're not like the big problem. They're just one piece of plastic that we tend to use every day. But of course, we also have plastic cups, we have plastic bags. So the question becomes, how are you going to reduce overall plastic consumption? And a lot of cities that are banning plastic straws are hoping this will be a first step.
All right, two things from watching the feature a little bit earlier in the episode. I love sugar canes and also the environment. I think it's so cool that companies are finding innovative ways to be green, and I would have never thought of sugar cane as a product that you would then turn into a straw.
Yeah, they look incredible. They look like they are much better than the paper straws. I have not tried them, and the paper straws do get a little bit gummy and hard to... I know.
I battle this all the time at home, and sometimes I'll just get another straw in the middle of the drink, but it's still better than seeing animals washing up on the beach with plastic inside of them, and you see all the damage that we're doing not only to the environment, but also to the animals in the ocean and the world, and so I think we can be okay with the soggy straw if that happens.
And we need to keep coming up with more solutions like this. Join our Facebook group and help us keep the conversation going.
And we'll see you tomorrow for another episode of Business Insider Today.